When troubleshooting redistribution for EIGRP for IPv6, you will experience the same issues as you saw with EIGRP for IPv4. The biggest one being that metric. Since the metric is set to infinity by default, it is your responsibility as an administrator to manually set the metric. If you fail to set the metric, since it's infinity by default, then the routes will not be redistributed because, well, routes that are unreachable are not going to be redistributed. So keep that in mind. When you are using route maps, you'll be dealing with your prefix lists, your ACLs, you'll be dealing with the sequencing of those route maps, you'll be dealing with the implicit deny any at the end of the route map, and so on and so forth. So keep all of those issues in mind when you're dealing with the route maps that are applied to the redistribution process for EIGRP for IPv6. Now, with EIGRP for IPv4, when you perform redistribution, the directly connected interfaces of the routing protocol that you are redistributing will be redistributed as well. However, for IPv6, they're not. So what does this mean? It means that if you are experiencing missing routes, and they are the routes that are directly connected to the redistribution router, it's because you forgot the include connected keyword. Because by default, those routes that are directly connected to the redistribution router will not be redistributed. You have to manually define it with the include connected keyword. So you can verify this with show IPv6 protocols. You can verify this with show running config pipe to include redistribution. So let's examine this in our live environment. Over on R3, we're performing redistribution for IPv6 or EIGRP for IPv6. And analyzing R1 right now, you'll see that if you type in show IPv6 route, that the 34:/64 network is missing. We have everything except for that one specific network. So either there is a filter being applied during the redistribution process that is preventing that route from being redistributed, or we forgot the include connected keyword. So let's go ahead and examine R3 and see what is listed. Type in show IPv6 protocols. And when you examine the output of EIGRP Autonomous System 100, way down at the bottom, you'll see that we are redistributing OSPF1 with a metric of 11111, internal, external, not so stubby areas. So we're redistributing everything. Everything from that OSPF domain. The internal routes, the external routes, 1 and 2, plus any not so stubby area routes as well. We'd be redistributing those as well. So what are we missing, though? We're missing the include connected keyword. That's what we're missing. I don't see it listed there. When we examine the output of show run pipe to section router EIGRP, it's not there either. All we see here is redistribute OSPF1 metric 11111 and then nothing else. So we have to include that include connected keyword. Configured terminal, router, IPv6 router, EIGRP 100. Let's copy and paste this. And we'll say include connected. And then once we issue that include connected keyword, we can go back to R1 and we'll see that our route of 34:/64 is now in the routing table. So this include connected keyword is really, really important if you are expecting to have those directly connected routes attached to that redistribution router being redistributed as well.